Okay, hello again. So, this is going to be Mercury Mars Retrograde continued, and I'm going to talk a little bit again about the interesting phenomena psychologically that's happening when Mercury is retrograde. Is that there's this left brain, right brain switching going on. Now, you could have been born with Mercury retrograde. So when Mercury's retrograde and you're born with Mercury retrograde, boom, this is when you're actually switched on. And there's a certain percentage of people out there like that, where everybody else is switched on. Off, excuse me. So now, what's interesting about this is people don't understand quite why they're having these feelings, but let's say they're looking at buying a house, they're looking at buying a car, and they don't know why, but they sit right down at the table and they're talking with a realtor and they're talking about price and this and that. They don't want to sign a contract right now. And it's very true. And for the most part, people do not make decisions, concrete decisions at this time. It's more time for gathering information and bringing it in and looking at your options. But even somebody that doesn't know anything about Mercury retrograde finds themselves just saying, they might be, handing you the pen and here's the contract, let's sign it now, let's do this. And you're going, it's not there. I'm not feeling it. I really don't want to do it. So it's a time where a lot of contracts, a lot of deals are not moving forward because people are having second thoughts. Now, there is a small percentage of people that do sign those contracts, and invariably there's going to be some kind of change down the road. Because what's happened is, they're going to think about it, they get home, oh wow, I didn't ask about if this was included in that, or if that, we might have to rewrite this and change some of this, because, I'm not thinking I'm liking this. Or gee, was there a warranty with this car, we didn't ask about that, or how long is it, or is it limited, or, you didn't get all of the answers that you wanted. And that's really a common thing, is you're not getting all of the answers, you're not getting all of the information. And so that's a really common thing with Mercury retrograde. So for those reasons too, I recommend, maybe not signing contracts at that time, just, getting the information that you need and being sure you're getting all of it, because by the time you come home, you're going to say, aha, yes, I knew there was something I forgot to ask, and I didn't ask about that. So make sure that you're getting all of the your questions lined up, the answers that you want. If they don't sound quite right, ask it again in a week or two. You might get a different answer. It's happened. So, and there is that, switching of left brain to right brain that really happens. Example, a friend of mine wants to buy a property next to me and has been looking at it. And, they had the owners there, they were looking at it, and nobody made an offer. And I had told them about it just prior, that yes, I have somebody who's very serious about the property here. They want to come and look at it. That was 2 months ago. Maybe 2.5 months ago, long before Mercury went retrograde. And so to them now, to that person, it may look like, really? Are they that serious? They seem kind of flaky because, we haven't received any paperwork yet. They haven't even filled out an application. It's, and so that's how it's going to appear for people on the outside. Things aren't getting done, And actually, this is another interesting point I'll make, because that was a fixer-upper. So things were being done on it, and the guy was like, yeah, I'll have it done in about 3 weeks. And I'm thinking, really? Okay. I didn't challenge him or anything. I'm just taking the information in, listening. because I knew that a Mercury retrograde cycle was coming up, and it did. And then, sure enough, he was the only person that could work on that, or that the contractors wanted working on that. So then time comes to pass, and he disappears, and it's like, where did he go? He had a family emergency that literally took him out of the game for a couple weeks. So those are the things that, you have to anticipate that things are going to happen. I always tell people, I go, don't start a project. Don't think about starting a project when Mercury, Venus, or Mars is retrograde, because things are going to change throughout that period. And the timing, let's say you're going to open a restaurant. I had this very thing happen to me. Somebody wanted me to open a restaurant for them. This is 20 years ago. I do have a long-term restaurant background. I have a wide range of things. I'm one of those people that has a very wide range of planets in my chart, so a lot of different things going on. So, and I knew that, and I didn't really want to start or give an open date, because I knew that it needed some reconstruction internally. There were bottlenecks. You always have to have clear pathways where people can get in and out, and I could see where the problems were, so that I would need to hire a contractor to take out a wall here, put one in here, put a door in, clear some aisles, move the bar sink over here where it was in a most very impractical place. So so what I'm saying is, it's not a good time to start a project, because you're not going to come in anywhere near on the deadline that you think. If you think that it's going to take you 2 or 3 months, and a contractor gives you, I can have that done in a 2 to 3 month period for you, and you're in a Mercury retrograde cycle, or a Venus or a Mars retrograde cycle, I'll tell you, not going to happen. Not going to happen. And of course, once you start taking cabinets down, countertops, and you're doing a remodel, you're always going to find, other things underneath all of that need to be repaired. And that right there is going to add an extension, or keep, extending that deadline out. So just some things to keep in mind. And, people can be a little bit more argumentative at that time as well. So beware of that, and try not to get caught up in that. I know sometimes it's not easy. A lot of people that know me and known what I've done for a long time think that just because I have a lot of the answers, and just because I have the knowledge that I have in astrology, for doing it so many years and thousands of hours, is that I am mysteriously devoid from having to go through any of this because I know what's going on, right? Wrong. Wrong. Couldn't be more wrong. But it's just interesting that people think that, oh, well, that keeps her from not having to have that experience. Not necessarily. Things can still blow up. Unexpected things can still happen. However, it does help to be armed with certain information. It helps a lot, and at least it gives you an understanding of what's going on. Now with that, I'm going to close this video out, because I really, really would like to talk about Uranus changing signs, and that has just changed signs. This is a big deal. Uranus has an 84-year cycle, so it spends roughly 7 years in each sign. If you multiply 12 times 7 is 84, so give or take a few months here, there, on either side, depending on how long these retrograde periods, in and out, retrograde, direct, all of the outer planets do that. Uranus as well. So right about 7 years it spends in roughly each sign. So it just went out of Aries. It just went into Taurus a few months ago. So I want to talk a little bit about that because that is a big change. And those of you that have fixed signs are going to be experiencing a lot of change, in which it can drive you crazy. You know, it's like being on a bottle rocket ride, you know, was one of the best ways. Interestingly enough, a lady that I was giving a reading to, like, this was in 1999 when I was living in Maui, and she's like, I don't know how to describe this. It's the craziest, wildest time I've ever been through. I feel like I'm on a bottle rocket ride to hell. You know, completely unpredictable, and it is. So anyway, I'm going to end it here because the next little talk is going to be a little bit about Uranus. So bye for now.